Thanks a lot for organizing.
You're welcome for donating for Knuckles, by the way.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Alright, here we go. Hey guys.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hi.
You all alive?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. I'm Kirbymastah. With me in commentary is Diamond44444444.
Hi. I'm retired from this game for now.
And this is Sonic Colors DS, which is basically Sonic Rush 3, because it's on the DS and it has exactly the same physics engine. With some
Also
obvious
better.
differences. Yeah, it's an awesome game.
I think this game is better than the Wii version.
They're very different kinds of games. The Wii version is kind of like a 3D boost kind of game, sort of. This game is more of a rush kind of game, so they're very different kinds of games. They just kind of share a similar story and area level layouts. But yeah.
This game has big, so it is better.
This game does have big. Alright. Are we ready then?
Yeah, just tell me one.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. So this category goes through every zone and their respective missions as well, instead of going through the main story. So the flow of the game run is just a lot better.
Yeah, it's just...
Every zone has 2 acts and a boss, and 3 missions, which are pretty much side levels.
Okay, so in this first level, he's going to be showing off one of the wisps that's unique to this version, the Burst Wisp, which features quite a few shortcuts in this level and some others. But it's hard for me to commentate the little bits of it, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, so Burst also has some shortcuts in this first zone, where there are these like merry-go-rounds you can use as shortcuts. Really nice for the first 2 acts for the zone, basically.
Oh, you didn't get the jump over the platform. Fortunate.
And right here, I actually skipped an auto-scroller with a developer-intended shortcut that requires Burst, so that's very nice.
Oh yes, that auto-scroller is obnoxious. It is very long.
Yeah.
It's one of the 2 longest auto-scrollers in the game.
It's a very long auto-scroller. It's kind of annoying.
It's okay in the 80% category though. It's whatever.
Right, so this game, unique to this game and not Rush or Rush Adventure, is that you can also initiate a boost in the air, which is crazy OP.
It's extremely blessed and is very useful for a lot of big skips, especially in some of the later zones.
And it just speeds up the flow of the game significantly, and lets you cross giant distances, because every time you boost in the air, you reset your vertical speed. So if you're falling and then you initiate an air boost, you reset your speed to stay in the air a bit longer.
Yeah, and you can use it to get over very large gaps.
So nice little shortcut here with Burst again.
Yeah, this is unique to this category. It's in any percent you have to go around it.
Alright, could you explain the boss here?
Okay, so this is Globotron. So your goal is to immediately get Burst by hitting him once, and then he has it. Yeah, with Boost, and then he has a weakness to Burst. So you just blow him up, and he's almost dead, and then you just hit him once and he dies. There's a double hit strategy that's used in 80% because you don't have Burst at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, so this game has good bosses because you can quick kill all of them, and very few of them have actual luck involved.
Yeah, it's
Take
pretty
notes,
great.
Developers. This is how you make good bosses.
And then they did Nega Mother Wisp.
Oh god. Right, so there are 3 missions in each zone. Missions have different goals. The goal of this mission is to get 30 wisps, which includes wisps and capsules and wisps you get from enemies. This game actually has a combo system. To explain that.
Oh yeah, so if you hit more enemies in a row, you get more and more wisps per enemy, up to 3. And with Burst, it's incredibly overpowered. You can get huge combo. You can that room right there that he was in. You can just finish it just from that.
Yeah, I missed one enemy, which missed me 3 wisps right there.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty
I lost
great.
like 5 seconds. But oh well. And this mission here is to beat the timer. So you have a countdown timer that starts very low, but there's all these time capsules you can get to increase your time. This act is pretty much the same as Act 2. There are a few minor differences because you have like time capsules, and it's actually a little bit harder because there are fewer enemies in this zone, in this act, which is both good and bad. Bad because that means less boost to get. Good because there's fewer enemies in the way, i.e. one less bomb to navigate through.
Yeah, it's generally it's slightly different, but overall it's pretty much the same.
Got that strat.
You gonna go for the boost over the bomb, Kirby?
What bomb?
The
that
bomb
strat is
near the
way easier without the bomb there. There's a bomb you have to navigate. It's in the main level, but without it, it's much easier.
Oh yeah, they removed the bomb. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. So this mission, you have to get 250 rings. When you're boosting, you suck in rings near you, kind of like a magnetic shield, which is really nice.
Yeah, DSS actually has the record on this IL. Shout out to DSS.
Freaking DSS.
He beat Rooster, which is good.
What the fuck? What? That's possible? I fell through the flowers!
Kirby, yeah, I feel like that's happened to me before. It's been a while, but
I've never seen that happen before. You're supposed to land on the flowers.
Oh wait, okay, yeah, that's I've never seen that in my life.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, that's never happened to me either.
Alright, so there's an IL strat here coming up. Hopefully I get it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go for the boost off. Nice.
That is actually pretty difficult to do. You have to lure an enemy to be far right enough, so when you homing attack off of him, you're high enough without bonking your ceiling, and then you can damage boost off an enemy to gain extra height and skip a part of the level.
It's really cool, and Kirby had, until recently, he had trouble with it, but he eventually did get it down, which is good.
Right, so this zone has Burst and Void. We want to avoid Void. Avoid Void, as much as possible, because it's really slow.
Void's only useful in Hundo, and screw Hundo in this game. Yeah, there's a red ring you can only get using Void.
Just gonna boost through that.
Oh, did you get the... No, you didn't get it?
I didn't get the strat. It's not a big deal, though.
Mm.
So right there, you saw me implement like 2 air dashes and an air boost to kind of navigate through that hall.
Mm. Yeah, for those who are wondering, you can kind of go through those bombs and get up on top of that loop that he was on with Burst. It saves a few seconds. Not that essential.
It's not too important, but it's nice to get.
Like, it's on a scale of things, the damage boost he did earlier is way more important than that.
Okay. This is Act 2.
Act 2 is pretty good.
Act 2 has all these balloons you can ride. So when you ride a balloon, you normally go down, but if you enter them with Burst, you actually ascend it because it's a hot air balloon. How cute.
But of course,
I want to avoid using them because they cost time.
They are incredibly slow.
Yeah. I'm required to take one for we're out in a mission later on, so you'll see that in action.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't go for the jump through the bombs. Silly.
I don't. It's way too punishing to get bopped.
I mean, you're right, but I never got bopped.
Yeah, this game also introduces a stomp, kind of like in Sonic Colors Wii as well. That's not in the Rush games. So the stomp is kind of a really neat ability, which lets you descend really quickly like that. But the problem with it is that there's a massive cooldown from a stomp. And you can only cancel the cooldown by burst boosting, which in most cases actually it's fine, but sometimes you don't want to boost. So that means you want to avoid stomping, or else you're kind of just sitting there for 1 second doing nothing.
I'd like to talk for a little bit about something you did earlier with you know on top of the rail. Like, there's a specific section he got enough speed. He conserved his speed to where he was able to have enough speed to go boost right onto a rail.
Oh,
that's a really sick trick. It's pretty good.
Actually, really tight, and also
a
way to break your speed cap, which is a mechanic in this game that I guess I'll talk about eventually. For now, there's a boss coming up.
Oh yeah, this boss.
Just like the previous boss, this boss is well designed because it's very fast and has no luck involved.
Actually, I hate this boss a bit because there's a really stupid double hit strategy which saves like a second, which is essential in the IL, and I hate it. But otherwise, it's not as bad as the other one.
So you do two fully charged bursts, that pretty much strips all its health. Stomp, finish, done.
Yeah, it's a pretty fine boss as long as you're not going for the stupid IL strat because it's very hard to understand how to actually do it.
Yeah, so mission 1 is to defeat 20 enemies. Different from freeing wisps because the combo system doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And this is a burst-heavy stage, so I want to use bursts and try to defeat as many enemies as possible by positioning myself. I'm at 8 enemies destroyed right now. Ideally, I'm at 9, so I have to use a bit of a backup strat.
But yeah, in the beginning, you have to be at a specific point to get all the maximum amount of enemies killed. It's very
really
precise
tight.
positioning. Yeah.
And now this mission is to rescue 25 wisps, which is where the combo system is going to kick in again.
Oh yeah, the burst is once again very useful for that. This is a route that's I believe that Math Freak showed off, or yeah, Math Freak used this route.
So when I go left here, I'm going to have a really high combo counter to get a bunch of wisps immediately. Right there. So now I'm at 22 already.
Yeah. Well, there's the intention is to get all those without killing the 3 enemies above the spikes, but that's okay.
Right, so this is a time stage where you have a countdown timer and you get time capsules to increase your time in a portion of the stage. But you can kind of go underneath all of it using burst here.
Yeah, this is actually one of the only counter timer stage that is actually kind of unique.
And you're pretty short on time with this route for the most part, so I can't really afford to make a major mistake.
Yeah, this is one of the tighter ones, and you actually have to get really good to time attack this. It's not an easy level whatsoever.
Oh, whoops. I increased my 3DS volume on accident. Wait, that was mission 3. Yeah, okay.
Alright, so this is a good level.
Starlight Carnival is one of my favorite zones. It's very fast. It's very fast. Right,
yes.
So you can explain these cannon things here.
Okay, so yeah, the cannons, the more you mash, the higher it puts you after a specific threshold. And you want to mash at a specific amount to where it's like that, so you can go right to the laser. It's definitely kind of precise.
So right here, I pressed B 11 times, because if you do it too much, you overshoot and lose time.
Yeah, it's not very good.
You have to just memorize how many times you have to mash B. You don't want to overshoot.
It's very interesting.
Go up for that.
Now, are you doing the speed breaker route?
Yep, that should be good.
Mm. Now this level is... Yeah, you can continue.
This zone introduces laser, which pretty much works the same way as in Colors Wii. Bounce off of things, you go fast. Ricochet. It's awesome. You also have Rocket in this stage as well, which goes straight up, just like in the Wii version. It's pretty much the same.
It's not used as much as laser, definitely not.
Yeah, Rocket's kind of slow, so you want to avoid using it unless you have no other option.
In which, yeah, there are quite a few cases where there are no other options.
Act 2 is insane. Lots of rails, lots of ridiculousness, and there's an auto-scroller at the very end that I'm going to completely skip.
It's a really good level if you do it really fast.
It's one of my favorite zone levels, because it's just so satisfying and fast.
Pretty
and
great.
the auto-scroller skip, it's not trivial, but it's consistent enough. But still satisfying.
There's a lot of really small optimizations with the rails where you have to you have to hold jump exactly to get right on the rail and save that little bit of time. And it's a lot of work.
There are actually switches I need to hit to trigger the blue rails. You don't notice them because I'm going way too fast. So
Yeah. Yeah, if you miss those, you're kind of boned.
Alright, here we go. Auto-scroller skip.
This actually is pretty easy once you get the muscle memory down.
Mm-hmm. Is this something like
Although,
once you do it like 5 times, it's consistent? So yeah, there we go.
Nice job.
The boss. This is one of 2 bosses in the game that has actual luck involved, and this one's not that big of a deal. You want to get a rocket and hit exactly 4 yellow barrels back. Sometimes you need 3 cycles to get those 4 yellow barrels. And yeah, unfortunately, I only got 3. I want to get a 4th one here, but it's not the end of the world.
Unfortunate.
You do not want to
Honestly-
overdo it. You do not want to hit a 5th one, or else you trigger a different kind of attack that takes forever.
Mm.
So yep, there we go. Boost here. Get a rocket. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you got a bad pattern. Unfortunate.
And done.
Funny thing, if you go right next to the red box on him, it actually makes the rocket animation faster and saves a bit of time.
You skip kind of part of the startup there. Alright, so this mission requires getting rings. These missions go really fast, so...
Oh, this is actually pretty hard. It's kind of precise.
I take a kind of a more safe route, and the boost management's really tight early on because you don't get any boost capsules for a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely very tight.
And usually that's where I want the mission to end. If I get a lot of rings, sort of, and get lucky-ish, then I can end it like a second earlier. Oh well. So this mission is defeat 15 enemies. Again, this will go by really quickly. I'm gonna go to the upper right corner of the level and kind of backtrack.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff with this mission in particular.
This mission is cool. So if you could explain it, that would be great.
Okay, so you do a specific rocket jump up, and then you do this movement in the air with boost to utilize this big combo to hit a bunch of enemies.
I missed it. I overshot it. If I killed that enemy at the right time, that would have been end the mission. I'm trying to remember what the backup is here. There we go. Oh well. Not gonna land everything. Planet Wisp. I hope you like how high-pitched drill sounds.
This zone is hard.
It's a hard zone. It's personally, it's my least favorite. I don't know, because to me they really overdo it with the drill gimmick.
This is where my record is the worst.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some giant slope jumps here. Whoops. Like that.
Oh yeah. So drill goes in a lot wider of an arc than it does in Colors Wii, so it is harder to control.
It's pretty difficult to control for the most part.
And so you have to and the game expects you to make all these tight turns in order to go fast. So somebody who is not very good will bonk constantly.
It really sucks because like whenever you bonk, you usually turn, but since your turns are so wide, you're gonna end up bonking over and over and over again. Like that.
Yeah, it's very, very mean. So you just grind the hell out of the stage in order to get good at it. In fact, I would recommend you should all pick this game up. It is pretty accessible.
If you haven't played this game at all, period, I highly recommend playing it because this game is kind of a forgotten game for good reason because people usually just think of the Wii version. But this game is really solid, so I highly recommend picking it up and playing it.
I agree. Shasta picked it up recently, and I hope he plays it on stream.
So a really good time there is the sub 130, but whatever.
Yeah, I tried to aim for like 126 or something like that. I got like a 130 in my PP, which was for my standards not very great, but you know.
Yeah, this didn't go very well. This starting strat's really difficult to nail.
Oh yeah, you go for the strat that he does, yeah. So actually, funny, yes. So if you don't know, Kirby's most of the time he's using the fast boost, the wisp, because you have to hold B to go fast with the wisp, with the drill wisp. And then if you don't, you just move really slowly.
It's very slow to not hold B. But if you hold B, your turns become a lot wider too, so it becomes really hard to control. I'm making it look easy usually, but...
Yeah.
I'll just go through that. The drill.
Oh yeah,
like drill.
Well, at least the ending drill section of this level is not that bad.
It's not hard. Just kind of weave in and out like that. Right, so those are the 2 acts. There's a boss coming up. I'm gonna be taking a safer
Do it.
strat for this boss that's consistent.
Aw.
I've never done the quick kill. There is a crazy quick kill you can do on it. It kills my hands to try it, so I don't go for it.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. I completely understand. I don't want to kill your hands, dude.
Right. So I need to boost him twice. That puts him under the damage threshold to trigger this attack where he tries to heal himself. And when he tries to recover health, I wanted to bonk these 2 energy cores. This is not random, by the way. You have to just have time.
Yeah,
when
it's
the cores
very
are flashing.
pretty precise timing. If you miss, odds are you probably won't hit it. You'll have to wait for another cycle.
You're
and it
better
kinda
off
sucks.
just restarting the fight. Right.
Yeah.
Collect 200 rings. Guess what? We're gonna see more drill.
Oh yeah. By the way, the quick kill for Drillinator gets like a 9-second time. Also, yeah, the 4-1 actually is a really precise strat where you have to go for those 10 rings in the corner without bonking, and it's really
It sounds
precise
terrible.
and not easy. It's
Okay.
not very easy.
Mission 2 is get 8 wisps. There aren't any combo opportunities, and this is my least favorite mission in the game because the wisps are always on terrible spots. It makes it really hard to get quickly.
Oh yeah, you already did 2, but no, 2 is actually
Oh, well, whatever.
Mission 2 is actually probably the hardest level to get an A rank in the game.
Because there's like one route you have to take, and you have to do it perfectly to get it S rank.
Yeah, S rank. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, it is definitely the hardest.
Alright, this mission's kind of unique because it's a random mission. Where there are 5 flags in the map, and you have to memorize where they are, and you have to get them in a certain order, but the order is random.
Yeah, and that's why it's a very reset heavy IL for that. But
Full game
it's
run, you just have to like know where they are and practice different patterns. That was really good though. That was a good pattern.
yeah. This seems like a pretty good pattern.
All right, we're done with drill for now.
Time for the best act in the game.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite zones. Awesome music. Fast.
This is a very hard zone act to master. It is very hard. But it is so worth it. There's a lot of very tight strats you have to go for, like getting the boost at the start to skip the jellyfish, getting the jump over the laser to get over the platform. There's a lot of very tight stuff, but it is oh so satisfying.
Yeah, the zone is pretty much filled with a bunch of smaller slope jumps you have to kind of make certain gaps, but also continue maintaining a lot of horizontal speed.
Yeah. And then it has some lasers too. Some of them very important lasers. Like coming up, I don't know, but there's a laser where you have to hit it, otherwise you just kind of bounce around, and it's quite annoying to miss.
Missed one strat, but otherwise this is really good. Pretty happy with this.
This seems pretty good. Oh, did you miss
Just a boost at the end. It's not
yeah, that happens. This is pretty good. Like 116 is very good.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that went. Just only one significant mistake.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a 115 otherwise, and that's pretty solid.
Alright, so there's a really tight laser angle you can go for that saves time. I just kind of YOLO it.
That
is
do the
way
same
too
thing.
high, steep. Okay, well thankfully I got that other laser somehow. So this didn't turn into a complete disaster.
Yeah, it kind of can go really bad if you like get a really bad angle. You can just go onto that jellyfish area, which is not good. Oh yeah, that jellyfish area is so slow. I don't even know the route at all.
So you actually don't want to avoid that crystal there, or otherwise you're not going to get the height to make it up there without hitting the spring.
Yeah, it just barely gets you up there.
So lots of more water slope jumps, boosts. And we have an auto-scroller, and the fastest thing to do about this auto-scroller, effectively on auto-scroller, is do nothing. That is the route for it. You do absolutely nothing, and it's great. There we go. You hit that little shortcut there.
Kirby wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Yes. Alright, so the boss coming up, it's kind of interesting.
This boss sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna
There
wait
is-
for the boss to attack. Now he's gonna shoot an enemy to the left side. I have to time. The arena is kind of a seesaw, so when he hits the left side, I want to stomp the right side like that and flip the enemy back at him. Now I have to space myself properly to time a stomp.
If you're very precise, you can get a double hit there, and that saves about 4 seconds. And there's an even faster strat that you can get like a 25 on this boss run. And then there's a task strat that I got once in my life that got me a 20. That's how dumb this boss is. There are 3 separate faster strats for this boss that are very hard.
Ah.
Or...
Oh, well.
This boss sucks. I'm not a fan.
I was a little... I forgot about that little bubble thing there, so, we're gonna have a little bit of fun here.
Oh no, Kirby.
We're gonna have a little fun. I probably would have been better off just restarting, but hey. I don't remember even
He's
what to do this fight.
doing the whirlpool, god damn it.
Ah well, it happens. We get to see an attack we don't see very often.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't want to see this attack.
I was supposed to hit him twice, but then I meant to stomp and boost, but I stomped on the bubble thingy, and that canceled my stomp, and I couldn't, and that just didn't count as a hit.
I wonder if I don't know if you could actually laser up air and hit him, but
It could.
Hey,
Pretty sure.
I actually think you actually can. However, it's just. But yeah, okay. So with the normal strat, the good time is 32. It's like a standard time for this fight.
This mission is defeat 20 enemies. The start of it is basically the same as Act 1, but I'm gonna take a slightly different route. Oh, what about this?
Oh, are you doing going for the drill section?
Yeah, so you want to go through a drill section, which has a few extra enemies, and if I get a pseudo-lucky angle, I can kill a few of them.
Yeah, this is definitely a kind of a hard strat to get optimally, because it's every enemy you kill there saves extra enemy you kill there saves time.
But like, ideally, I'll be around 16 kills, so I can just kill 4 fish in a row. But if I'm like 1 or 2 low, then I can just wait a bit longer and get some aerial enemies, and it's not a big deal. Right, so
Yeah.
this is another time mission. Where I'm pretty much redoing Act 2 with a countdown timer, and again, time capsules. It's pretty much the same. It's a little bit annoying in a few spots because some time capsules getting in the way.
Oh yeah, that definitely.
Otherwise, it's pretty much the same.
And no, Big appears in this. You should play this game to see Big.
Yeah, the cutscene for this mission, to trigger this mission, has Big in it. It's great.
Big and Amy.
Big bag! Right.
Alright, we're coming. Okay, this is mission 2. Mission 3 is.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I did that too early. Alright, well. We're gonna take the non-laser strats. Woo! Anyone like fishies? Alright.
I like Froggy.
I don't like Froggy!
Oh, that kind of
Froggy, where are you?
And Passat, you actually don't see it in the level select mode. You have to actually go into the
Yeah, you have to go to the world map. I'm just going through the level select mode, not the world map. If you go to the world map, you watch like the actual cutscene where Big and Amy tell you to do this mission.
Yeah.
Right,
So
this mission is the ring, 200 ring route. Go ahead. I don't have much
Okay.
else to say.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about infinite boost in this game because this is a very relevant level to talk about it on. So infinite boost in this game is obtained by getting all the red rings. And technically it's allowed for this category, but Kirby and I don't do it because it's much better to just do the IL stuff. Yeah, in particular, this level is very important. This level has a lot of that. Like when you're running on the water, it's better to just, instead of taking the laser, it's just better to do a boost jump. And get all those rings.
And I could just consider it less interesting to run the game with full max boost, infinite boost.
I agree.
But it's technically allowed for this category. Alright, so Asteroid Coaster is a really cool zone, but it's also really challenging and YOLO-y and difficult. So we get the Void Wisp. And if you could explain the little mashing thing with it.
Okay, so
Void
yeah,
Wisp.
if you tap forward a bunch while the Void Wisp is transforming, you'll move faster. I don't know why this works, but it does. And Math Freak was the first one to figure this out. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
So
yeah,
with the
that's a
second
thing.
void here, it's really important to abuse that mechanic because I want to go as far as I can with void to break a wall that you're supposed to break with laser instead. So if I can mash properly and then break it, got it. That right there. If
Nice job,
If
dude.
you don't get it, then you normally have to use a laser. But since I have an extra laser conserved, that means I don't need to get a backup laser.
Yeah, it saves a few seconds. Pretty good. This is a
Good.
pretty good run so far, by the way, other than the 2 mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes happen, but whatever.
We have a $10 donation from Anonymous. It says, keep up the great work, guys. Been very, well, it's been very entertaining watch so far. Yeah, there we go. I can read.
Thank you.
It's almost my break time, don't worry.
I don't blame you.
Said he's taking over at 4 a.m. Still got like 6 hours, so.
Oh boy, 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Alright, so here is a roller coaster that's that's pretty much an autoscroller, but the developers put in a nice little shortcut to skip it.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh!
Did you...
I did a blind.
Kirby, why?
I
don't
accidentally
even
did a blind.
I don't even go for that.
I
in one.
normally don't go for it. It's just that I pulled back. Normally I go forward enough so I can see the crystal lane for it, but I pulled back too much so it was off screen, so I had to do a blind shot. And if I missed it, then I would have died.
That blind shot is awful. Making chocolate pudding. But yes, that is an awful shot. I never go for that.
Right. So this act has a lot of roller coasters you're supposed to ride, but I actually just skipped one, and I'm gonna skip every single roller coaster except for the last one.
This is an insane level.
This level is insane. So here's another roller coaster that I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, so
6.
that roller coaster is definitely one of the best skips in the game. Definitely, it just looks insane.
We got the cycle at least.
Oh, the
This is a force void section. If my void movement's good enough, then I can skip a spring.
yeah.
which
If
I
you
should
go
be able to here.
if you go right on top of the air, you can skip the spring if you're good enough.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh, that's fine. Okay.
You can go right on top where the enemy is and just boost over.
So I
and
skipped
then-
2 roller coasters there, by the way.
Yeah, those are pretty easily skipped.
Those
like,
are easy. This one I had to do a frame perfect jump boost off a tiny part of the slope.
Oh yeah, definitely worth pause buffering. I don't care. Pause buffer it every time, because if you miss it, you die.
You're dead if you miss it.
Guaranteed. There's no way you're gonna live.
So
Because-
there's another roller coaster that I want to skip here. There's a void route you can take if you're fast enough and big enough. So you can just go take this upper route and get a laser too. And you really want this laser here because the alternate route is a really slow void section.
Yeah, you
here
don't
that
want
I'm
to take
skipping.
that. Well, I think you can. Yeah, you do have to use void, don't you? It's been a while.
Right, so do the cycles line up properly. Alright, this should be good. I should be able to get this with only one void.
Good. Nice.
Nice.
Good job. That is actually way harder than it seems, unless you get a really nice cycle.
You have to know your block cycles there. You barely have enough void to make it up to the top. Otherwise, you have to use the second void and lose several seconds. So
It saves a lot of time, and it's pretty much essential for an IL. If you don't get it in an IL, you're getting boned.
So this is the only roller coaster I have to actually take partially,
Yeah, you can
and you can skip the end of it anyways. So yeah.
Oh yeah, funny thing, I'm fairly sure that getting hit at the end of this level in any percent's faster because it skips
Rings?
skips the special stage thing.
All right, this boss is interesting. Can you explain this?
Okay, so you have to to get big void here, you have to get void, and then you have to suck up a specific amount of rings and a few rocks.
I'm avoiding all the rings right now because they cycle, and I want to get these
Yeah.
rings only when I'm in void. So now I just got void, and now I get these rings.
Also, because of how restarting the level works, you actually have to exit out every time. You can't just restart.
Yeah.
Because you automatically
It's
collect
punishing
rings.
to mess up the strat. You have to manually exit the level.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you restart, you end up on a cycle where you always get 3 rings before you gain control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like really cool
Literally
boss.
eat the boss. It's great. So the next mission coming up, remember that drill mission I did where you have to get 5 flags in a random order with drill? I'm going to do a similar mission with Void this time. And this is kind of an interesting mission, albeit slow-paced. You just have to like know how to... Void is slow, so you want to avoid Void as much as possible.
Yeah,
When going down.
You want good Void movement as well. It's kind of... Also, this is the placebo mission now. right, Kirby.
Yeah, you really want to memorize, like, there are different split sections of the stage, and you want to memorize how you can, like, get around them, because all these fans are one-way paths. You have to know which ones are which.
So yeah, so there was a fun thing where Kirby was looking at, like, I don't know what you did, but he got, like, a pattern 17 times or something in a row, and eventually we just, oh, that's just, the game just was giving you this. And it was just incredibly lucky.
Yeah, the game was just being weird.
Yeah.
Alright, mission 2 is defeat a certain number of enemies. Base 15 enemies. And it's another Void mission.
This one's pretty, like, linear.
It's really fast, if you do it properly.
Yeah.
So get that enemy, take it safe here, because your hitbox is massive, if you touch the acid, you die.
Yeah, it's very punishing.
And we got to one of the scariest missions in the game. Mission 3, which is doing Act 1 with a countdown timer. It's scary because checkpoints do not count. If you die, you have to start over the entire mission.
Yeah, it is very scary. Oh, boy, we're coming up on our boy Terminal Velocity.
Terminal Velocity, yeah, that will be a thing soon.
Wisps? I like Wisps. Well, sometimes.
I like
think
Wisps
that...
and colors, and Generations, but Generations kind of expected. Other games, I feel like they just overdid it.
Lost World, I've only played Lost World 30S, and in some of the Wisps in that game are okay. I don't know about Lost World Wii U, but in this game they're fine. Although drill is drill.
Okay. So there's a chase section soon coming up, where like a monster is chasing you and you die instantly if it touches you. And
yeah,
there's a part where you're supposed to know it's coming up, and then go underneath it right here coming up. But they put in a spring here for this mission because they know like it's unfair that you have to memorize that and you just have to start over the entire mission if you didn't know about it.
It's very unfair.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, like they know.
Alright. Last part.
Don't do the blind. You know, until somewhat recently, I didn't actually know that there was a platform right underneath where you fall, where the roller coaster is. I didn't know that. I always just did a jump.
Alright. Terminal Velocity is a pretty kind of like Terminal Velocity from Wii-ish. It's like an auto runner, except instead of looking from behind Sonic, you're looking overhead, and you can't really react to anything because it's so fast. So you just have to memorize it.
Yeah, in fact, ring attacking this actually really helps in learning it.
I'm really focusing here.
It's actually really. So there's some interesting strats with this. I don't know if you're doing it, but there's a point where it's actually faster to get hit because if you're boosting and go over a dash pad, the speed actually stacks. So you want to be boosting as long as possible after that. So you want to keep all this boost instead of just running without it.
I missed the boost capsules, which cost me a chunk of time, and I want to make sure I have a little bit of boost coming into this fight.
Ooh, yeah, you missed that. That's unfortunate.
It's not the end of the world, though. Could be
mistakes. Just make sure you just want to have enough boost. You want to be boosting in areas where there are not many boost pads. So this boss is actually really easy. It's actually it could be cryptic on a player's first playthrough, but most of the time this boss is actually very simple.
Yeah, like the key is for each phase of the boss, you have to land a hit with boost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, you can just spin dash here. You won't get hurt. It's great.
Also, funny thing on the burst phase, the hitbox on the burst phase is actually there before it touches down.
That I didn't know.
It saves a bit.
Okay. Alright, last phase, Void coming up. The boss will always be on the right side, so you can just boost into him. And then after you boost into this boss, you have to enter this mashing phase where the game prompts you to mash B, I think, or it's A, one of the two.
A, B, I think. I think it's A and B. But you can mash all... Yeah.
Yeah, all four face buttons work.
Yeah, it's really weird, and I don't know why. But they just do. I wish it was that way in Rush.
Yeah, that would be very
God,
nice.
In Rush. God. Screw that.
So I'm gonna mash all four buttons and so end instantly.
We're coming up on the worst level in the entire game.
Yeah, the boss coming up is a supersonic boss. It's pretty terrible. It's very luck heavy.
Off.
You have to.
Yes.
There are two arms, and you have to knock a meteorite back at the arms. It doesn't sound too bad, but the arms are not vulnerable during their attack animations, and they attack randomly.
The meteors are also luck.
Yes. So you can easily lose like a minute on just one phase because the boss decided to say no.
And then you have to go through this long, boring section of dodging stuff, and if you're not focusing, you can just get screwed over really hard.
The good thing is that if you see a boss doing an animation, you can generally time a meteorite to hit at the end of that animation. The boss is generally consistently vulnerable at just that between attacks. So that was a really good start.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty good.
So the blue little things you see, they just slow you down. The red ones you want to avoid because they will actually make you restart this part. Though it's not that bad. Same with the lasers.
Yeah.
Kind of trivial. Just kind of wait. Move to the side. But when you have an opportunity to hit the boss, if you miss it, you have to start over an entire phase, which is at least a minute gone. Which is, I'm going to pause buffer this.
Yeah, it's awful. But it's pretty precise if you're coming in straight, admittedly. But I can't blame you.
Yeah, the boss's movement is very finicky and practically random, so if you don't pause buffer it, then you risk losing a minute for no good reason. It's terrible. I got lucky there.
I never really had that much problem with it personally.
That's not gonna hit. Maybe? That should hit. Okay.
The music in this is... So it's kind of okay. Oh yeah, that's the pattern you want. That's the pattern you really want. The one where the first one that comes in like very early. The meteorite comes in very early on the right. That is the pattern you want every time.
I've never memorized the pattern, so I just wing it. Which I mean,
It's
what are you
been
gonna
a
do
lot.
about it?
It's been a long time since I held this boss, but I do remember that you want that.
I did not see that. Oh well.
Hmm.
Not the
It
end of the world.
happens.
That's what happens if you get hit by a red wisp or a laser. It's not the end of the world.
It kind of sucks, but that's just life. I'm gonna look up. But yeah, this boss sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, this boss is pretty terrible.
It is by far the worst boss in the game. Still not as bad as Rush. Which Kirby will be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm running Rush and Rush Adventure tomorrow. That's exciting.
Is time coming up?
Time will be coming up soon.
Okay.
You know, Kirby, I think that if you hadn't gotten hit there, you might have had a chance at PP, maybe.
This run wasn't that. Oh, yeah, I guess. Because it didn't have, like, any significance, that's, I think. It was just
No.
the Aquarium Park boss that was certainly a thing.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. But yeah, that's the pattern he got for the third phase is actually... Did you get hit?
I missed. This is what happens if you miss, because this is a well-designed
no.
boss. That wasn't even my fault,
no.
honestly.
Oh no,
The boss has
Kirby.
decided to move the frame after, so I have to start this all
Oh
over.
god, that's awful. That
Yeah, there was
really
nothing I
sucks.
could have done about that.
That was, oh god.
And it's not cooperating anymore. Oh, there we go. Hit.
But yeah, the pattern he got for his, oh, that's the okay pattern, I think. That's like the pattern you can kite. It's acceptable. It's been a long time since I've IL'd this boss, so I don't exactly remember the pattern stuff, but it's...
Yeah, so if you're a developer, this is how you don't design a boss.
Yeah, please don't design this boss like this.
Don't design a boss that costs you 1 minute to redo everything because it's random, because of randomness. Effectively randomness. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Kirby. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this run was pretty good, and you had some
So this
screw up.
boss.
Yeah, this run until this boss, this run was pretty good. But that's just how this boss works.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Don't get hit 3 times, bud, please.
Are you kidding me? Ugh.
Oh, did you miss it again?
I missed again.
Man,
That wasn't even on me.
What? What? Okay. Although I do think it's definitely I just never pause buffered for this. I always just I just went in instantly. Just straight when I was going straight into him, I just went in instantly. I never really missed that much. So maybe if you wanna, we could talk about it and I can maybe help you if you need it later.
Right, hopefully time will be coming up. Hopefully. Time. Well, technically, whatever. Doesn't matter. We technically do time on score screen, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Alright. There's Mother Wisp. One of the better characters in Sonic Runners.
Well, that was
certainly a train wreck, but hey, it happens.
It was a decent run right up until that.
Yeah.
No, IL record is about a 158.
45-57.
I think that's underestimate. It's just whatever. So, we all good.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes underestimate.
Yeah,
There's a
you're
reason
fine.
why. Alright. Well, thanks for having me around. This was a fun run to do, and thanks for commentary, Diamond.
No problem. I'm glad to commentate it.
Yep. What's the next run coming up?
Battle.
Sonic Battle by Allegro,
Oh,
so that's gonna be
boy.
cool. Underrated game.
I've actually never really seen a full game run of this, so I'm actually interested.
I think he's doing Sonic and Tails story.
It's not a full game.
Well, it's more than just one story. So
Yeah.
Right. I'll be